Oly Olson underwent 2 knee replacement surgeries during May and July 2022, only 6 weeks apart, following over 35 years of debilitating construction work. These are his impressions as to what to anticipate from the procedure and how to follow a pragmatic rehabilitation plan to regain former mobility. What was your level of pain prior to the knee replacement?
It actually was off the chart. I couldn't sit down for very long in a car. I had to get out and stand, so 20 minutes in a car would be kind of brutal. The reasons why I had surgery, I was a union laborer for 35 years and did a lot of heavy construction in and out of ditches, and that actually caused the pain, I think, for having knee replacements.
What were your biggest fears leading up to the surgery?
Well, nobody likes going to hospitals or surgery, and I waited longer than I should have, and I think my biggest fear was listening to other people and watching other people when they recovered from the surgery, because it's pretty brutal.
What were your biggest surprises following the operation?
Actually going through the prep and that, the Dr. Beck who did my surgery was really highly recommended, and he said the most fear that people have when they ask questions about going in and having their surgery is watching the videos on YouTube, which is, he says, don't do that. That's pretty scary. And I started watching part of it, and I quit doing it because I don't like that kind of stuff. But Dr. Beck was really good to me, explained everything to me, and when I went in and had the knee surgery, they kept me overnight, and really good staff. The doctor was really good. He come and checked on me several times. After the surgery, they kept me in there one day. I walked around the hospital with them, did some steps, and then they released me, let me go. And then I did the therapy at YMCA for supposed to be 6 weeks. I did it in 3, and they kicked me out because I accomplished everything they wanted. And within 5 to 6 weeks, I was back playing pickleball. And usually it's 6 weeks before you can get into water or get your knee wet. And they healed like in 4.5 weeks. And the doctor was really surprised I could go swimming already with my knees healed up. Well, anyway, when I went in to have my knee surgery, he looked at me and he didn't want to do me because of my weight. I'm about 70 pounds overweight. And I told him I work construction, I work every day, I work hard. And he said, well, you guys kind of tend to go out and drink and stay out late and no exercise, this and this. But he didn't realize I was so active. I played pickleball. And he says, well, let me think about it for the week and then I'll get back with you. So I went back there the following week. He called me in and he said, yeah, let's go ahead and do it.
What became your rehabilitation schedule?
At the YMCA, they had me, it's like for an hour and a half a day, every day for 3 weeks. And they had me stretching, walking, definitely icing, a lot of ice. Ice is your best friend, but mainly stretching and walking side to side is difficult for a minute. And my biggest obstacle was the bike. Once you sit and ride the bike, pedal the bike, it was really hard getting up over the hump. That was the hardest thing for me. But you know, I'm a stiff person anyway. I don't warm up before I do exercises, or I don't practice. I usually just go right to it. So the biggest thing is staying busy and keep moving. And a lot of people don't think you have to do the rehab, and I didn't think so neither, but it's really important to get the fundamentals down, and then once you master them, you can do them by yourself to save some money. A lot of people are scared to go in and do the exercise, or your medical won't pay for it. But the best thing that I can tell you is you got to just keep moving. You walk laps, you get on the bike, you go home and you walk up and down the driveway. I did that for hours. And the biggest thing that I see with people having problems with knee pain and after the surgery is they lay around, and once that thing gets stiff, it's really, really hard to get it back in shape, and then you go backwards on it, and then you start taking pills and doing stuff you probably shouldn't be doing, but the best thing to do is to keep moving. And it's hard to believe the doctor will tell you your knees will be stronger than they were before, which I had a hard time believing because I'm pretty hard on myself on doing sports, and I know it doesn't look like I exercise, but when I go do something, it's 110% every time I do something. And everybody is amazed on how my knees turned out. And it was really weird because when after 5 weeks this happened, I was playing pickleball, and my doctor come over to watch me play pickleball, and he goes, you know, Oly, I'm really amazed on how you healed and everything you've done. And he says, I talk about you all the time now, you're my go-to guy. And he says, remember that time I called you back for the weekend to talk about if I wanted to do you or not? He goes, I am so sorry. He said, I talk about you all the time now. And he said, I'm glad we did this.
What advice would you offer patients considering knee replacement surgery?
I know there's so many rumors and so many bad things about people going through knee surgery or knee replacement, and I wish I would have done it 20 years ago. I couldn't believe when the doctor told me that it would be stronger than what it was before. I can sit down for hours and watch TV now where I couldn't before. My knees, believe it or not, feel stronger. Both my knees were shot, and I had my right one done first, and then 6 weeks later I had my left one done. And I can't believe the difference. I can sit, I can enjoy sitting and talking to people now instead of up and moving around real antsy. It's amazing what you get used to on the pain. And like I said, the pain was off the chart before I had the knee surgery. And now it's just a different pain. It's not really pain, they get tight. It's like a rubber band. So if you don't keep moving, to me, they just feel tight in my case. And that's probably my fault because I'm not a guy that goes out and stretches or warms up before I play sports. But yeah, the biggest thing I can tell you is just you got to keep moving and keep focused, and you got to stay on it because it's a big major deal in your life, and I wish I would have done it earlier. Okay, one more thing I forgot to tell you guys is they'll give you Oxycontin or whatever medication they want for you to sleep, this and this, and I think I did it for 2 nights, and it made me miserable. I got sick on it. I don't take that kind of stuff, so actually I threw it away. But most people get stuck on it and they depend on it, and when the pain gets real bad, they'll just sit around and you know, my knee hurts because, you know, so I'm doubling them up on my medication, and to me, if you don't have to take it, don't take it. But if you need to, like a couple days when you're doing therapy, that's good. But the best thing to do is ice. And I got this little box, it's called Brig. If your insurance doesn't pay for it, mine didn't, so I bought it. The doctor picked one out for me to get. You put the brace on and you put ice water in it, and it circulates cold water and ice around your knee and your calf, and it really takes the heat out of it because your leg gets really hot, and of course it's going to be swelled up and stuff really bad, but you know, other than that, and then one more thing, when you do come home from the hospital, it'll be wrapped real tight, so you cannot get that wet at all. So you keep that on there as long as you can. You'll probably change it 3 days later, 4 days later, but definitely keep water away from it. And then once it heals, then you can, the best thing I would suggest is you start walking steps sideways, and the hardest part will be going downstairs. And then what will really save you is water walking. Do a lot of water walking because it takes all the weight off in your knees. It's amazing what water walking will do to help you out with this. I do it all the time after pickleball. I play pickleball 3 days a week, a couple hours a day, and I've done it for the last 15 years and really enjoy it.